everybody, welcome to the 501st Clash of Clans YouTube channel. Today we are doing our first live commentary video on a clan war attack against General Andrei, I don't know, of Titanium 8.0 by Funabashi89, current leader of the 501st Garrison from Fort Wilderness. So before we get down and dirty with any spoken word, let's just watch the video once and see if you like what you see. So check this out. Okay, so as you've seen, we had 53 golden, joyous, euphoric seconds of the 501st laying the smackdown on these poor suckers from Titanium 8.0. And I guess we should start with some of the things as an attacker that our guys look for whenever we plan on putting the hurt on other clans. So first off, something that the Generalissimo has done well is, as you can see around his setup, he's got basically all his non-offensive junk. His builder's huts back here, his barracks, his mines, all of his resources stacked up around to sort of operate as a buffer zone, especially whenever somebody's playing troops that sort of match the attack power of his defense, which unfortunately for his sake is not the case right now, which gives his archer tower and mortar especially some time to sort of sort out what's going on and provide some defensive structure to this massacre. Now this really obviously doesn't come into play super hard right now because my archers are level 4, my giants are level 4, and at the end we have some hog riders and healers that make an appearance that really kind of seal the deal, but they do have to be taken care of. And as I'm prone to believe, the first 10 to 15 seconds of any Clash of Clans offensive defensive is where a lot of the, I guess, probabilities of winning versus losing can shift drastically. So as an attacker, I sent in a first wave, these archers right here, knowing two things. They were going to deal with the buffer zone right here, which is going to free up this wall for attack. That they're also going to draw whatever this guy has hidden in his clan castle, which look like level 3 archers and wizards to me from a distance, out to play. So that it wasn't going to be something that my hog riders had to deal with. If I deployed them over here, they'd come over the wall and gotten to dealing with these defensive emplacements. And let's say he's got a dragon in there, which is not fun to deal with any unit. So wave 1 is just archers. We're going to pull the volume down and watch what happens in the first 15 seconds. You will see my archers come out, then more archers swarm, and then some giants to deal with this wall. We'll talk about stage 2 of this attack. So here we go, drawing out the goons. Okay, you can see more archers. Okay, you watch the buffer zone come down, then I drop in giants knowing they're going to gun for this wall. Okay, I believe at this point all of his defense troops are dead. And we start, okay, the nitty-gritty of this section. Okay, so as you can see, we got some hog riders that are going to come in. Typically, I like to wait until the clan castle's been dealt with because there can be some really nasty surprises in here. I've fought guys that, you know, had this kind of setup, or actually really something a little bit stronger than this, some more dark gray walls, maybe some even gold walls, but a pretty, I guess, underwhelming defensive structure, only to find out that they've got a P.E.K.K.A. in their clan castle, or a dragon, or worse, like 25, 30, level 5, level 6 barbarians, something like that, which are just a real pain in the butt to deal with and can quickly dismantle a group of low health point troops like archers, or even make short work of poorly sent in giants. Now you'll notice that even though this is a pretty weak wall setup, just full frontal, man, when it came to all the archers and giants being dropped in the same place, because I want all the offensive firepower to gun right here and get a nice wide opening for the rest of my archer swarm is going to come in. I got about 50% more of those left. And also divert some attention of these guys and this guy especially from the hog riders that are going to come in now. Now, something that this guy does really well and can really make or break a low offensive setup like this is in this area around the mortar. You'll see there's a lot of blank ground, but it's red zone and I can't drop troops. The reason that is because it's in close proximity to two really large buildings, at least as far as this game goes. You got your castle and your town hall, which are going to occupy a lot of this negative space. But he also has some traps down here, and based on what I've got here, we're probably going to encounter some spring traps and some bombs, probably some small bombs with spikes maybe. But you know, this would also be a primary spot for Teslas if you have a large build, or even some Seeking Air balloons and death mines. So let's watch a little bit more and see if I'm right. Spoilers, I am right. I'm editing the video. So Hog Riders go in, deal with the rockets. Just going to free up and make some healers available. And we have one guy trigger a spring trap, which misses. Okay, I got some zoom in here. Now you should see some bombs show up that our giant friends trigger. And those completely waste my archers. But I've got one healer, two healers in play right now to sort of back clean up and keep my low-level guys alive. Now at this point, you should have seen in the periphery some Hog Riders and archers. Go over here to handle the wing defenses. Let's see if I can get that back a little further. Okay, here's where the game really ends, or this battle really ends for these guys. So the beauty of Hog Riders, if you don't know, is they can jump walls. And I've had much larger layouts than this completely dismantled by 10 or 15 Hog Riders that were deployed correctly. So these guys go straight in, lay the whoop down on this rocket, which lets me send in healers, and then they finish off this mortar, which means basically most of my archers and giants are going to survive unless there are bombs. But when they get in on the periphery of things, over here, periphery, English language, thank you, over here, you'll notice that they quickly make really fast work of this tower and this cannon, and at that point, everything else is just a cornucopia of resource goodness and basically the 13th plague for this guy. So let's watch this out one more time. And you'll notice as soon as it zooms in, we got an archer tower going down, tower going down. Mortar's finished up, and now it's cannon time. Poor schmuck. Okay. Ba-doom, 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 boom, boom. Death to the heretics. Usual Clash of Clans offensive. Now this plays out pretty typically. Town Hall goes, and so does the back of the buffer zone. But before anybody goes, well, you just ran up the score on poor General Andre, which I totally did. You have to understand that from a clan war standpoint, it's really important you always get your 3 stars, especially if you're trying to avoid or trying to remedy low clan participation. I mean, obviously we're trying to beat the Titanium 8.0, and they've got some heavy hitters up top, but we want to start with some guaranteed stars to really make that forward momentum happen at the beginning. Some last things, though. I'll scroll back to the beginning so you can get the total picture. Is against somebody of similar troop, I guess, availability. So level 1, level 2 guys. This isn't a bad setup, and El Generalissimo Andre should not feel bad about what happened today. He got wrecked. I was looking for a good, easy commentary video to do, but his defense did everything it was supposed to do. Now, some easy stuff that will alleviate future hurt is whenever it comes to clan war time, request some bigger stuff. Whatever your castle can hold, get it. Especially archers, because they can deal with these guys at a distance rather than having to get in close like a barbarian will. And maybe even some giants, something to really take a lot of damage, because on defense, the giants will just go after typically other giants, which means maybe your walls don't get broke quite as fast, or maybe they happen to corner some hog riders and, you know, pull them out of play. Another thing, when it comes to walls, there's no reason, okay, that these shouldn't get upgraded first. Max them out to your town hall. I don't know what level this thing is by looking at it, because I'm not that, you know, super into the specifics of this game, but every wall on this board should be this side. And since spiking doesn't really work anymore, the game's been changed, you know, you need to close this up. Maybe put in a second layer of walls running across here rather than, you know, further protecting the buffer zone, which is basically dead meat anyway. Or you could even, you know, spread this out and divide these compartments, which will prevent archers from getting inside and immediately advancing to the next target. Won't do much against hog riders, but will do a lot against your non-jumping units. And then lastly, before you get into your next clan war, General Andre, something I would do with this setup is I would move everything as far away while preventing any non-red zone space from occurring, because that'll allow your defenses more time to work with the offensive troops on the board, which means it could add a whole other 2.5 seconds to the advance these archers make from point A to point B, giving your mortar maybe another shot. Or if if I make the mistake of attacking like right here and coming across 1, 2, 3 primary offensive weapons here and a clan castle, between your troops and all your stuff over here, you should be able to wipe out a wave, or maybe a wave and a half of 15 to 20 archers before my giants even get here. So you could always do that. And let me see. Lastly, some really easy things. Always upgrade your army camps. I mean, that'll help your total clan on defense. But lastly, not a bad match. You just kind of got smoked. So basically, upgrade walls, upgrade defensive structures. Those are easy fixes, especially your mortar. Okay, it's going to save your butt. And then space your buffer zone. And, then you go. It makes it that much harder and prevents this from happening, maybe. So, this has been a live posting by the 501st. Check us out on YouTube at 501st Clash of Clans channel. Check us out in-game at the 501st. Garrison from Fort Wilderness is what should show up in the description. And if you liked this video or learned something, please like it on the YouTube channel and subscribe for further postings. We will see you guys around.